Valley Club, we are back in studio. Just got back this morning and a ton of stuff has happened since then. Brand new Battle World team, brand new promo code. The Harbinger event got changed and it is Mailbag Monday, so we're answering all of your questions. So if you're ready for all of that and more, then Valley Club, you know what to do. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin, back from vacation. It was a successful vacation with the family. We had a nice family reunion out in Hawaii. My family, we were originally from Hawaii, my family and I, so all the family gathered back there, and actually my wife's family hasn't been to Hawaii before, so some of them gathered out. So big families connecting together. It was great, but I'm glad to be back in studio. So much has happened since we got back from the red eye this morning, and I did want to discuss it all. If you get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new video goes up. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos every single week on this channel. But before we get to the promo code and the brand new team for Cosmic Crucible, I do want to mention the sponsor of this video, Raid Shadow Legends. And that's actually a great time to start playing Raid Shadow Legends. I just got a brand new download link, which gets you 3 legendary characters, 3 epic characters for free, including Karato, Fox Hunter, and a bunch of other great epic characters, and a few free legendaries as well. But not only that, over the ValleyFlyin Raid channel, to celebrate all the support that you guys have given me on the ValleyFlyin Raid channel, we're doing a giveaway. Free PlayStation 5, no purchase necessary. All you need to do is download that fresh copy of Raid and get those 3 epics, 3 legendaries. Get off to the best start in Raid Shadow Legends. We're going to be doing the drawing on July 8th through Gleam, and I am only shipping to a US address, so you do have to have a US address for me to ship to. But basically, you go to this page, download and install Raid Shadow Legends, and that, like I said, that will get you off to that best start. 3 legendaries, 3 epics for free. You come back and enter your player ID, and that is all you need to do. Now, there are other ways to enter. I do describe all of the ways in the video that I just released on the ValleyFlyin Raid channel. But yeah, Stolen Foulbeard right off the bat. You could also choose from one of 4 other legends that you get in your account. So make sure you enter that contest and download that fresh copy of Raid, ladies and gentlemen. This was posted by my alliance mate, brother Uber. Over 1 billion damage, and this is the Astral team against Null, but with Mephisto instead of Doctor Strange. Let's go into Battle World, try this team. Now, this is gonna take a long time, so hopefully by the end of the battle, we have a final score, but let's go do our attack, put it on auto. Let's go with our Astral team. Where's Astral? Here's Astral. Strange out and Fisto in. And let's just run this. We will have our score at the end of this video. Hopefully we can do as good as our brother Uber did. Let's just set this on auto. Then we'll go talk about the brand new promo code that just was released as we started recording this video. All right, so Null is there. We are just gonna throw this on auto and go. Mephisto, go, baby. But let's move forward with the promo code and some news. So this is from Pathfinder. We are aware the Harbinger Month 3 daily objective is to spend Fantastic Four MCU Showcase energy. And the showcase will not begin for 2 days. And at least they realized this after this launch. I wish they would have taken this into account before they even launched this, or before they even released that Friday blog post, because they knew that this would be like this. But for now, they're hiding the objectives for now, and for this week only, we'll be increasing the daily objective to compensate for the missing reward for the next 2 days. So I guess it's all gonna equal out, but yeah, some quality control, Marvel Strike Force folk. You knew this would be like this. You knew the showcase event would not be launching, but I guess at this point, it's good that they caught it now. But yeah, what the heck? This is an easy thing to catch. I'm glad they caught it before it spread even more. But there's a new community challenge that just launched, and it concluded. It's one of these counting events, and unfortunately I did miss this one, but we have a brand new promo code, and this one is for 200 L4 training modules and 2 million gold. The code is community counts. It should expire in 6 days, so towards the end of the week, make sure you enter this. But let's go enter this now, and let's move this down so we could have a better view of this. It is community count. Community counts. Do I have everything spelled correctly? I think I do. Let's go enter this, and we should get some gold and some training modules. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. And before we get to the mailbag questions, just kind of wanted to update this Null fight. Everybody has died, but we have Ancient One and we have Moondragon still on the field. And they don't seem to be dying. There's like some weird loop that they have these death proofs. So maybe this is what this fight is supposed to be with this bug that's going on. Maybe Mephisto triggers it. I don't know, but we'll update this as we come back to this later in the video. Let's get to your mailbag questions of the week. Big shout out to each and every one of you that left a question for this week's edition of the mailbag. First question, ValleyFlyin. Shout outs from Ireland. Shout out from Texas, brother. Hope the vacation is amazing, well deserved, and thank you for still thinking of us even when we're away. Yeah, there's a lot that went on in Marvel Strike Force, and I felt I needed to cover it. All right, I have a question around the Danger Room. I love the mode. I think it has a fresh dynamic to the game. Adds a lot of fun, especially roguelike style. I know the highest run is what counts towards reaching the milestones, and no issues. However, once achieved, there's not a lot of benefit to keep going apart from cosmetics. Now, considering after the updates to the stores, there's less opportunities to earn some resources like training mats and even supply currency. The Intel store is great, but there's a bottleneck of what to choose as going for your shards, reduced gear tier 20 pieces. Yeah, I felt that also, you know, it's either getting the latest characters or getting your gear tier 20 pieces. And I guess it's a great store if you already have Professor X unlocked, but if you're like myself, you see all those characters there, you're like, oh, I want to get those, but I don't have Professor X. I got to get that gear tier 20. So there's a little, I wish it worked a little differently than how it does with that store, but I wonder, have the devs thought, or is there plans to add some additional rewards to Danger Room outside the milestones? I think they are constantly changing. They're constantly tweaking with this to see what's the best thing for the community, the engagement, to help reach the milestones that Scopely wants, and also have the community have fun as well. So I don't think everything is set in stone. I think they're going to be constantly changing this until they find a sweet spot. Kind of like the battle pass and the strike passes. I think for a while they weren't set in stone, and they kept changing those all the time. I think at this point they're kind of irrelevant, but they were messing with them a lot. Anyway, they could give a choice of rewards after completing a run. These could be X cells, we could use during that window to purchase additional resources like intel or training mats, T4s, or they could give players a choice of rewards completing. So you could pick between T4s, training, intel, gear tier 20 pieces on higher difficulty. Some shards of previous launch teams. This can be weighed against difficulty. So if you clear difficulty 1, you get 10x specific resource and multiple difficulties. I think it was give all actually I missed some of this, but let's scroll down here. I think this would give all levels of players a little bit extra to help keep up with those resource management without compromising leaderboards or offers, as you would be able to get the limited amount of resources while keeping the random style, encouraging multiple runs and engagement. I think this is great. I think that's kind of what Blitz was before. For people that wanted to grind through Marvel Strike Force to get rewards, time didn't matter, but you know, it just as much as you could grind for free didn't matter to them, and they used Blitz for that. They got a lot of Blitz credits and was able to get Blitz orbs and get a lot of gold from that. So I would love it if they would do that with the Danger Room as well. It's a fun game mode. I didn't get a chance to play it as much as I wanted to while I was on vacation, but normally I'm playing that thing, and it's very fun. As far as the rewards, I love that idea. I hope they do give more rewards for the Danger Room. The only downside that I would see, and the devs obviously could do something to fix this, is the combat like bots and things like that. You know, if people were grinding out the game and getting resources from that, I don't think the devs have too much of a problem with that. But I remember there was an issue with Blitz bots and then shell alliances from war. So I think if the devs are smart enough to figure out a way to just make it based on just gameplay, just grinding, and not have it not let any bots take over or anything like that. I'm not sure if they could detect that, but that would be the only hesitation I would think that they would have. But I don't know. I'm not the devs. I don't know exactly what marks they're trying to look for, but I would love this idea. I'm gonna ask them if they could do something with Danger Room to just give more, you know, steady type of rewards for people that do want to grind and play through that a lot. I don't actually know if you could sim Danger Room because of all the variants in it, but I think that would be the only fear. So as long as they could figure that out and not have any sims or anything like that, I think that's a great idea. Relatively new player to Marvel Strike Force, having less than a year play time on it, I want to ask some advice specifically about Illuminati. I've progressed to the point where I'm starting to do higher level Dark Dimension sagas, having unlocked characters like Apocalypse and Super Scroll. My next goal is to do Darkman 7 and 8, and I'm conflicted who to use. Hero Global Team. I've seen plenty of other creators that use Captain Britain, Hank Pym, and Black Panther Shuri. Given how quickly the game progresses regarding teams, I'm not sure if investing them is still worth it. I know they have some use in Crucible and essential to getting Shadow King built up, but is it worth taking them to gear 19? I don't think at this point they're like an essential team. They are, like you mentioned, they're still great in Cosmic Crucible. I still use them this week, and it's one-shotted, I think it was room 3 every single week with the Illuminati, so they're still good. And like you said, they're great for unlocking Shadow King, which is important for getting some null shards through Battle World and everything like that. But where would I take them now? I guess that's dependent on your love for Dark Dimension. I think their value is very reduced outside of Dark Dimension, and they were the last team that was released post or pre-Ares. So they're the last team that have the older stats, the older outdated stats. Every team that was released since Ares or characters that have been reworked since Ares, Accursed and Starjammer seem to be more powerful in Crucible. Liberty seems to be the far better option for Dark Dimension as they have more longevity going forward as a pre-Ares team. Exactly like I mentioned. They are a pre-Ares team, so they have the older stats. They're still good, but I don't know how much they're gonna have moving forward. I think a lot of the builds that you're looking at, or people mentioned before, was that they were the best team for Dark Dimension 8 and getting Odin, but for Professor X, things changed a little bit. So I think now you go for the Professor X recommendations, because whether you're beating Dark Dimension 8 or 7 or 6, you should always look for whatever the most current Dark Dimension is and what people are using in those sections, the global sections, city sections, things like that. So I would start to look at the teams that people are using for Professor X, because they should be strong enough to beat the previous Dark Dimensions. And Professor X works a little differently. You need specific characters. You can't chip away at it like previous Dark Dimensions. So you do need to bring the right characters for Professor X. You can get away with some other characters in previous Dark Dimensions because that was your stats stayed there, your damage stayed there, and it persisted with the enemies, but doesn't happen in Professor X Saga. So as they have more longevity for, would you still recommend building up Illuminati or putting the other alternative as a hybrid choice? So let's go into the game right now. I'll show you the Dark Dimension planner for, I guess it's not Dark Dimension, it's a Professor X Saga planner. This is what I'm looking for Hero Global right now. So 3 of the Liberty members. We have Falcon Joaquin, we have Peggy Carter, and we have Patriot. Very, very good. They still have some value for me in Cosmic Crucible as well. And I went with Emma, X-Men, and Jean Grey because I had a lot of mutant gear. Both of these characters are done. We're just waiting for a few more pieces for the Liberty, and that's what I'm going for here. I think I've heard this works. I haven't tested this obviously firsthand because this is the section I'm working on right now, but multiple people on chat said that this team does work. So if you're just looking for something that you could beat Dark Dimension 7 and 8 and then continue on with the Professor X Saga, this is a team that you can shoot for. I think you go with the 3 Liberty and then try to Emma's great here as well. I know some people use a different spot in Jean Grey, some other Hero City, Hero Global options. Some other options you might want to bring in that Thunder. Some other options includes possibly the Thunderbolts, maybe Ancient One. Again, a lot of this will depend on the gear that you have, but one thing that does not work from a lot of people that have been through that Professor X Saga, Old Man Logan is not a great choice for the Professor X Saga. So you can build them for some of the legendaries for some of the previous Dark Dimensions, but you're probably not going to build them for the global section for the Professor X Saga. Hey, Valley, I'll make mine brief as the last few mentions must be a lot to read on your videos. They are, but I like it. That's kind of what I do, read a lot on videos. I'm upgrading Liberty for Professor X. I don't need to upgrade War Machine. I feel like he's the weakest link for the Liberty team. You're exactly right. He is the weakest team member of that team. What are the top plug-and-play characters to replace War Machine? For example, I replaced Moon Knight with Mephisto on the Stalkers. Thanks, Valley. Okay, so we just talked about some replacements for Dark Dimension. Emma's great, Jean Grey is great. I think Ancient One will work as well. But as far as War, if you've already have him built up for the Annihilators, Ultimus can be a good replacement because War Machine, he does have that damage, but Ultimus boosts the team's speed bar because of Liberty's taunt application. So you could also use Mephisto if you want outside of Dark Dimension, obviously. Your standard characters, Quasar, Odin works in that as well. So you have a bunch of replacements, but as far as Dark Dimension, which I think is the main thing, at least for me, Emma and Jean are the ones that I'm going with right now. And some of that is just because they have mutant gear and I have more mutant gear than some other pieces. And next question, I'm finding myself getting overburned by Who to Train, and I think my Gear 17 5-star Thunderbolt team won't be able to equate to my Gear 19 Diamond Vigilante. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, obviously they're built a lot bigger. You're going to be able to get more value from the Vigilantes, I can more content with them. I can't do the Annihilation event. Should I give up on it by now and focus on the last Dark Dimension needed teams, or stay with the Harbinger teams? And I think there's a lot of ways you could go. I think Marvel Strike Force, the devs like Scopely, are really good at trying to distract you from your main goals. Now, for myself, my main goal is Arena. So this Fantastic Four MCU team, this is a team I'm really focused on. Raid teams, I will make sure I could do the latest raids. And then after that, it's all about fun, which is Cosmic Crucible, War, Battle World, all that stuff. So this Arena team, I make sure that I have my Arena team set. I'm not always in the top 10, but if I have a team that I could beat, if I'm playing all my Arena battles, I get into the top 10. If I do my Arena battles, all 5 every day, I'm happy. And that's kind of where I am now. I'm not always in the top 20 because I don't know all my Arena attacks, but I'm happy with my Arena team right now because if I am diligent with my attacks, I can get to one of the top spots there. Next is the raids. Current version is of the raids is the Chaotic Storm raids, and we got all that solved. The Thunderbolts, we haven't built enough to solve that section of raid. The Vigilantes are built a little bigger because they've been out longer, but right now, that is all I feel I need to do. Now, if you want to do more for War and Cosmic Crucible, things like that you can. And as far as Dark Dimension, which I think is a huge focus as well for myself, whatever the latest Dark Dimension or Saga is, in this case, the Professor X Saga, that's always a huge focus for me as well. So I would go with that. I know it's not like a total answer to your question, but hopefully it kind of refocuses you and helps you prioritize the thing that's important to you. So for me, it's Arena or Raids, but it might, for you, it might be Cosmic Crucible. It might be War. It might be Battle. It might be whatever. So focus on what the game modes that you want. Build up those teams, and then start to build teams for fun, because at that point, it doesn't matter. So everybody has different valuations. For me, it is Arena because that's where you get power cores, but it could be something totally different for you. Back to the update on a null fight. We have our 2 characters. It has been about 45 minutes since I started recording this video, and we're still in this fight. So while you may get a lot of damage, I don't know if it's worth that 45 plus minutes. We've been at it 45 minutes. I have no idea how long this fight is gonna go. So maybe you don't use this team. Maybe it's just gonna take too long because you're gonna get the exact same rewards, whether you get the Astral team or this team that probably will do a lot more damage, but it's gonna cost you a lot. So I guess what is important to you? Damage or time? For me, it's probably time. So I'm probably not gonna use this team anymore, but if damage is important to you and you have Mephisto unlocked, this is a great option for a lot of damage. Hopefully this video helps you. And if you do want to do a lot of damage in Battle World, hopefully you can try out that team. If you're like myself, I'm probably never using that team again just because it takes so long to go for. I think it is bugged, but maybe the devils will fix that bug or anything like that. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you check out the link to that Gleam contest if you want to potentially win a PlayStation 5. I'll see you guys next time. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. If you did get some value from this video, leave it a like and check me out on social media. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out. Take care.